So I'm tired now. I'm ready to resign. I've been in the kitchen for a minute. I came to this kitchen this afternoon to clean up. That was almost noon when I came. I cleaned the fridge, the freezer, packed up everything, and then I proceeded to washing the meats and prepping the veggies for right now because I want to cook a variety of food for the fridge and the freezer. And so that's what I'm doing right now. So yeah, join me and enjoy the ride. I did take a break to stretch and get myself in tune with myself, and then after I was done with my self-care, I went ahead and I stepped out to go pick up my niece. And now I am back to continue where I started off. Anyway, so first off, I am cooking the first two things that I'm going to be doing here. I just actually, oh, let me cover that. I just got done um, frying the chicken. I just got done frying the chicken, and um, this is the onions that I prepped earlier. So this here that I'm cooking right now. Majority of it is going to be in the freezer, and some in the fridge, and I'm going to for jollof rice. I'm not sure. You guys might be too far away to be able to see everything that I'm doing. But yeah, let me increase this. Let me add a little tiny bit more. Good evening, guys. How are you guys? I'm actually cooking a variety of things right now. I'm making some stew, some beans. I'm making some regular tomatoes stew, beans stew, and okra soup. And then I'm also going to be baking some jollof rice. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm literally cooking off a storm. And I'm going to be doing the beans stew in here. Let me turn you guys so you can see me. I have all of my ingredients prepped over here. I have the hen already cooked with some turkey. I pre-cooked it and put it down here. Um, I also have some cow feet for my okra soup, and then I have some goat meats. I have some goat meat for the okra soup as well. I have the beans already boiled down, and then I fried some chicken for the stew and jollof. And here goes the beans. I already boiled it. So yeah, I was trying to have everything prepped before going live. I actually did most of this preparation on TikTok live. Um, and now I'm here with you guys for the final parts. Someone said, "What do you mean?" I think she's cooking noodles. No, I'm not cooking noodles. I'm cooking jollof rice. I'm cooking beans stew and okra soup. Those are the three things that I'm cooking right now. Did I say? Oh, sorry. Beans stew, okra soup, regular tomato stew, and from the regular tomato stew, I'm going to put some jollof rice as well. That's what I'm making. Let's let it dry. All right, let me get another ladle for this guy. I'm gonna put salsa on that side to handle this one line right here. And I'm using palm oil for the beans stew. Palm oil for the beans stew and the okra soup. So this is for the beans stew right now. And it's a big quantity, okay? The beans stew is a bunch. Well, I actually used 2 packs of the black eyed pea. And this is the onions. I pre-processed it earlier today, this afternoon to be precise. And some for the okra. Let me add some to the jollof. Oh, why was it covered? It scared me for a moment. Because I don't want any of it to be left. All right, so I'm gonna add my tomatoes. This is the canned tomato paste. Oh, it's right now 9:41 on my end. The time is 9:41. So I'm meal prepping, okay? This I'm going to store in the fridge and the freezer. Um, and this is how we go through our week for the most part. Sometimes, depending on the season, I would cook every day, which is very, very seldom. During the summertime, that's when something like that would happen. But yeah, 9 out of 10, there are still such a thing as cooking every day. I could cook a couple of days in a while, but not every day. But during the summer, sometimes we do tend to get um what we cook every day. It really just depends. Yeah, almost 10 at night for me. It's almost 10 on my end. So this is, oh, you guys cannot even see the pots. Okay, let me try to angle it so you can see. Here goes the stew, the regular tomato stew that I'm building up, and here goes the bean stew. So the tomato stew, all I did was I fried some onions that I processed earlier today, and then now I've added the tin tomatoes or tomato paste, as commonly known. I think it's known as tomato paste. We call it tin tomatoes. Um, and now I'm just breaking it up into the hot oil, and then I'll let it fry until it becomes like pebbles. That way, it would lose the sour taste. If someone else says something, Oh, that's so kind. Do not forget the stove. Thank you, love. I won't forget. I won't forget. I'm paying attention every step of the way. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna let this guy fry. I'll leave it alone. And once I have my stew, then I can go and work on the jello. Oh, I even completely forgot that I needed a little bit of tomato paste in here, so I'm gonna scoop some from here and put it in there. I forgot. I opened one big one and one small one with the intent of taking some, but then I forgot. Said hi, hi. I wish I could angle it so you can see in both of the pots, but the tripod is not high enough for me to do that. Let me add some more tomatoes here. So this guy is going to get most of the fresh tomatoes. Let me put on apron so I don't stain my dress. About the palm oil splashed right now. I don't want to stain my dress. The washing machine doesn't always get all of the stains out, so I can prevent my dress from getting stained. Big pieces, I take them out. I like to chase them down. I don't know why. When it doesn't blend, when the food processor have baked cornflakes behind, I take them out. All right, so I'm gonna let that guy continue frying, and then let's stir this guy, and then I'm gonna add the fresh tomatoes in here. This is the fresh tomatoes that I processed earlier. So I'm gonna scoop some of it into. Most of it is going to go into this guy, but for right now, I'm not putting it. Let's make sure. I may have to add a tiny bit more. Let's see. All right, so I'm gonna allow this guy to fry. All right, this guy is almost there actually. Because what I want to see is pebbles, okay? When you fry the tomatoes, you want to see it become like pebbles, then it means that it's ready. Because the last thing you want to have is very sour stew. See, it's looking like pebbles. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. Um, let me bend the camera over. Can you see that? Okay. It's starting to almost there, okay? At this point, it will be safe to add the fresh tomatoes. Um, and so I'm gonna add majority of what I have in here. Okay, I'm gonna put some in the freezer, and some is going to go into. So this is not just tomato. This is bell pepper and tomatoes. Okay, it's a combination of the two. So let me stir it up pretty good. That way, I'm not just taking tomatoes. And I'm going to use one scoop in the upper soup, and then the rest to go in the freezer. So let me just make sure. I mean, not need to put any of it in the freezer. But let's see. Okay, I'll just leave enough for the the okra. I just need a scoop for the okra. So let's take all this. Okay. All right. So let me cover this guy so it stays up pretty quickly. I think I should be using this thing here because this pot is deep. And this guy is actually burning my hands. The steam. So maybe let me switch this one. But then again, I enjoy using the metal one. And Oh my God. That's a disadvantage of even the deep pots. Can you imagine that? Let me get another folder. Let's see. I don't have one as small as that. Oh, okay. I'll just manage. Okay, so I'm gonna add some cubes. Oh man. Daddy, why do you guys keep throwing my cubes around? Daddy, Dada, Daddy. My husband and the kids packed the groceries on the grocery bin this evening. And then they stopped my cube somewhere in the back of the freezer. I'm not even ready to go digging. Dada, it looks like a whole world will soup. I need to start unpacking and searching. Daddy! Daddy! Where are my cubes? You guys keep tossing them around. I made another set of cubes today, and now I can't find it. Where is it? Every time you guys pack the grocery, you just toss things around. Where?
We can use it help with the maybe.
I think you have those things. Okay, I think that's what it is. Like every time I need a tip, I can never find it. Where you guys pack the groceries? Was that Asia or you? Oh, finally, I found my cubes. I made me some homemade cubes. For some reason, I don't know what these cubes have done to the kids and my husband. Every time they pack the groceries, they'll find a way to throw it at the back. But apparently, it's my daughter that did that today. So this is made from. It's not even completely frozen yet. This one I just put it in the tray today. I have some from in another container. This one is made from goat meat broth and chicken broth. And um, so pretty much I season the meat very well before I cook it. So it has a lot of seasoning from when I originally cooked the the meat. I actually use one, two, three, four, five, six, six. I don't need that many, but I used it. Okay, let me stir this, and I'll open the next die and add some of the cubes to it as well. I'm stirring it really good, that way it doesn't burn at the bottom, because I do feel that is starting to stick to the bottom of the pot. And I don't want it to stick, so it's really good. And so it's there. You guys, this is a staple in my household. We eat this very often. This is not a once in a while type of thing. I wonder how many heavy metals we're consuming by this. I'm talking about the metal spoon scraping against the metal pots. I wonder. And for those of you who missed, this guy is not fully frozen yet. That's why. This is Maggie cubes that I made at home from chicken and goat's meat broth. Okay. And the reason the color is like this is because it's full of a lot of dried seasoning. Things like thyme, rosemary, um, basil, marjoram, chives, and a lot of other dried seasoning. That's the reason why it's dark, because it's a compilation of seasoning. Oh wait, I think I should have added more, but I think it's okay. It's good. Okay, so now let me add some sugar. So this, guys, is sugar. Okay, I usually use 1 tablespoon of sugar in my stew. Um, I'm assuming that's 1 tablespoon, but let me taste. I think that's more than 1 tablespoon. The sugar gives it a little bit of an unidentified taste. You taste it and you say, it tastes really good, but you can't really pinpoint what it is. I mean, you can taste a tad bit of sweetness, but not so much. It's just very, very faint. So you won't be able to tell that there's sugar. Okay, cool. I have enough of the sugar. I'm going to leave it open so it'll cook down. All right, let's do this then. It's actually burning a little bit. The tomatoes taste good. It has cooked down. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some seasoning to it. And then let me grab my seasoning from the other side. This is literally the same seasoning that are already in there. The only difference is I'm ramping it up a little bit. All right, let me make space. Let me make space. Okay, fine. I'm actually running out of counter space. Let me move this guy because I'm about to use it. So let me put it over here. Okay. So now let me stir this guy a little bit more. So it looks like it's burning underneath. It's not quite, so yeah. Let me see. My phone is 55% charged, so I can unplug it from the charger and bring you guys closer so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, that is, you need your charger. I unplugged it from my phone, okay? Okay, so closer now. And I'm going to add seasoning. I need more palm oil in here. So for now, let me go ahead and add the seasoning. This is for the bean stew. What I'm doing right now is for the bean stew, okay? And my Asia is waiting on this bean stew right now. She ate, she filled her belly up with lots of snacks. Today was one of the late night pickups for the kids. I had to go get my niece. And that's so I right now I've put chive, ginger, garlic, and I'm gonna go ahead and add some crayfish. This is crayfish. I'm leaving half of this for the okra. And then I'm gonna add some black pepper. Well, this is anise or anise seed or how do you want to pronounce this? The English word is anise seed. But back home is called inkitin kitin. That is the name. That is the Ghanaian word for it. Inkitin kitin. So what I put there right now was black pepper. And then now I put in some rosemary. All right. And that's it. And then I'm gonna add some cayenne pepper. So it's seasoned packed. Lots of seasoning. And I'm going to add a little bit of um palm oil. Then I'll add water. Well, I don't even need to add water. I'll add the beans first and see how light it gets. And if I need to add water, I'll add water. But this is the base that I'm creating before the beans, okay? All right, so I'm gonna add a little bit of palm oil. That's not a little bit, that's a lot. But you know what I mean. I need to up the palm oil. This is what it looks like. I'll fix the stove. And I'm not adding salt just yet. I'm going to add the beans first. Actually, I would add salt and then up it when I add the beans. So let me just get this guy from the floor. It's bothering me for right now. Deja, your beans is almost ready, okay? It's kind of burning underneath. So I lowered the stove. It's almost ready. 1 second, okay? I'm gonna use yours as the plated item for the one that I'll plate for the camera. Let me add the beans. So this is regular black eyed pea, okay? I wanted to add salt and then up it when I add the beans, but no worries. I'll add salt. All right, it has no salt. Well, it does have salt, just not enough. And this is what we have. Okay. Delicious. Let me add just a tad bit more salt. This is a banger. This is delicious. Okay. That's the key word, delicious. Let me stir this guy because I don't want it to burn. All right, let's finish up with the beans. I'm going to go ahead and add the seasoning. Oh, did I say seasoning? Sorry, I meant the meats. Let me move these guys from here. All right, so part of what I have here is for the part of what I have here is for the what is it called? It's for the beans, and part of it is for the okra. That was turkey, smoked turkey. I added it to the hen at the tail end when I was almost done cooking it. Alright, so I have just a small amount of chicken for the okra soup because I have some other meats that I've already pre-cooked for the okra soup. So that's that. So this guy is pretty much ready to serve, but I'm going to cover it and let it steam or cook some more. Just a small, that's what it looks like. All right, so let me cover it and let it cook. Ooh. I almost knocked the pots off the time. All right, so I'm gonna move this guy back a little bit so you can still have the full view. And then I'm going to go ahead and plate some rice. And then I'll add the drink to it. That way you see what it looks like. Okay, so let me go ahead and quickly add the seasoning to the stew. That way I can put it to the side and wait for the okra. So that's chive again, in case you haven't noticed by now. And for this one, I'm going to use minced garlic. So I have minced garlic, and then I'm going to go ahead and add some marjoram. I love to add um curry, but I don't have any more curry. So too bad. But nothing spoiled, so don't worry. That is anise. And this is all that is left of my powdered pepper. There's also thyme. And this is black pepper. Rosemary. And the reason why I'm going easy on it is because in the cubes that I added earlier, this is curry. In the cubes that I added earlier, it does have, um, and this is ginger. You want ginger and garlic, lots of it, whenever you're cooking jollof rice or stew in an African household. Okay, so I'm gonna just put this away for now because I still need it for the okra. So let me go ahead and just stir this. And then I can place the beans to the recipe. So you see how dark it got once all that seasoning went in there. And I'm going to take some of this and cook the jollof with it. So let me taste for salt first. It has no salt at all. Let me stir this guy to make sure it doesn't burn. All right, so that one is done. Almost. All right, so this guy is also done. And I'm going to scoop some of this for the jollof. I'm going to scoop some of this into the jollof. So give me a second. And I'll be adding salt to the jollof. But first, let me make a plate because someone is patiently waiting on me for. All right, so what I'm doing is kitchen rice. I did just one scoop because they'll always come for seconds. So let's do that. Okay, so with the beans, this is how you dish it. And with the beans, sometimes I do add spinach to it. This is not always how it looks. This is a very heavy, nutritious plate. One scoop of rice in the middle, surrounded by beans. Very delicious and beautiful. And let me go give it to the owner. Ava, Ava, I haven't heard it. I haven't heard. That's not what. Give me that this one. Let me capture it. I know. Ask Daddy, does he want? Daddy, did you want? Huh? Okay. I'm not sure. It's more food from our part. You said yes, right? Okay, okay. It almost sounds like yellow. That is fun. I'll go ahead and use it to capture your plate. So that when I create my short, I can have it. So you capture for me. Thank you, my darling. This one, I'm messing it up. I dish just the right amount. Let me go ahead and wipe it. I dish just the right amount, and then they can always do seconds. Um, if they want to. Sometimes they don't even get to do seconds, and sometimes they'll do seconds and thirds. So yeah, Asia. Daddy, yours is ready too. Dada, I said yours is ready too. No, I said yours is ready too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyways, you guys, so let me go ahead and mix up the jollof and toss it in the oven. But while I'm doing that, I'll go ahead and get the
Okay, I'll just a little bit. Oh, you can.
I don't know why it froze for a second. Anyway, since this guy is done, I'm going to move it from here to the other countertop. And then this guy is also going to wick here. I feel like it's spicy. What is spicy? Is it spicy? What's it really spicy? Is it spicy?
A little, maybe.
No, it's really spicy. Thank you for watering that keep it up.
Thank you.
Hey, Lord.
Thank you, Mommy.
You're so cute.
Thank you, Mommy.
You're welcome. Let me get her water. Because she's telling me it's spicy, but it doesn't look spicy. Nothing tastes spicy. She's smiling.
Look at that.
Let me close this. Hold on. Turn it the other way.
So thank you.
Tell me water. Anyways, let me go ahead and wash the rice. I'm not even firing it up for open. Let me fire it up real quick. think it was 5 cups, right? We ended up doing 5 cups.
Ended up being five.
I think it was 5 cups. And that's a whole lot for this pan. Anyway, so this, here goes the jollof. So what I'm going to do is put the rice that I've already washed. So I want to make sure that I'm not putting too much because I feel like I ditched too much rice. And if it's too much, I will top the rest away. It's just here because I think it's a total of 5 cups. Okay, this is going to be heaped up by the time it's done cooking. That's okay. You can also use the rice strainer if you have one, or a regular sifter. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is to scoop some of this stew that was made for our stew. So the stew base, pretty much. This stew is what I'm going to add the meats to. Um, and this is also what I'm using for the jollof. Let's do one more and make sure we have oil. One scoop of oil. Okay, so now where's my spatula? Over. So I'm gonna go ahead and stir it up. I'm going to add salt and bay leaves to this. Okay, so as you can see, it doesn't have enough water, so I'm adding water until I get to the consistency that I want. Usually when we have gatherings, parties and stuff, I do them in the long flow pans. Um, I actually just recently started doing this. I haven't always done this. It comes out pretty nice and delicious on the stove top too. But this is one that's work, especially if you gauge the water and you get it right. It's hands free pretty much. Okay, I don't have enough water. I'm gonna test for the numbers too. My guess was right that the rice was too much because I'm not trying to cook a lot of rice. The only thing left for me to do now is the okra soup. I'm gonna proceed to doing that. Tomorrow is Saturday. I get to sleep in. The kids get to sleep. Everyone gets to sleep in. So you don't want it to be too thick, and you also don't want it to be too light. If it's too light, it's going to get mushy. If it's too thick, it's not going to get done. And then you have to keep adding water and water. I'm not tasting salt. Let's see. Mover. And the reason it's even taking me this long is because the pan is too tight. The pan is way too tight for the quantity. But that's okay. All right, so now what I'll do is cover it with foil. And then toss it in the oven for about 30 minutes. You actually want it to be tightly filled. That way the cream stays inside. You don't want any of the cream to escape, at least not from the beginning. So depending on your baking pan, you can tweak it however you need to ensure that the steam stays in. All right, so I'm gonna toss it in the oven. Okay, so this guy, I'm going to go ahead and add the tomato water. The water that came from when I blended the tomatoes, and then we can add the meat. And that's just to lighten up a bit.
Um, fruits, good sweet.
All right, so I poured the rest away because I don't need the rest. I'll allow it to simmer a little bit and then I'll add the meat to it. It tastes very delicious. Yes, darling. Yes, mama, ma. Which one is Baba? Hmm. Okay, so that is that, and then you can go ahead and add this guy to the stove for the okra. Actually, before that, let me just go ahead and cook the okra itself. That way we have it ready. So the okra is blended, and that's all you need, okay? For your okra soup, you don't need any form of uh additives in order to make it fly. The only thing you need to make for okra slimy is by blending it. That's it. Let me wash this guy because I need it. And so this guy is good. I can go ahead and add the I can go ahead and add the meats. Put that on low. Okay, so now the okra is cooking. I'm going to allow it to cook. And then after that, I'll add the, I never tasted for, mhm. The salt level is still very perfect. So that's excellent. Depending on the texture of the pot, you can also use paper towel, wet paper towel, or a sponge. If you're not going to dish out your stew right away, and you need to clean it up. Biscuit is frying. Biscuit, why? Why, Biscuit? Let me bring you snacks, okay? But yeah, this is it, guys. I'm gonna turn off the stove on this one because it's fully cooked. And I'm just gonna cover it up. And while the okra is cooking and this guy is fully cooked, I'm gonna remove it from the stove so I can finish up what I'm doing. Let's see, is this long enough? Yeah, it is. All right, so I don't have to wait for this guy to dry up in order for me to proceed with what I'm trying to do. Where's my wooden spoon? There you go. Okay, I'm gonna use the wooden one. Where's my other one? Okay, let's make sure. I want to use this guy. This one. Okay. When it cooks down a little, I'll what? You okay? What? Oh, what's wrong? Oh, you weren't trying to eat something? Okay. You coming back? Okay. I want the texture of the okra in it, so I left that one for a little later.
Thank you so much. I feel like you would use this now. Thank you.
This is actually spicy. How come you say you won't eat? It doesn't spicy.
No, it's good. I did not take anything.
But they don't only did. Now that I tasted it, it's spicy. How about the little flavor?
What? Okay.
Because I literally dumped the whole the rest of the pepper that was left.
Yeah.
Usually without being just a teaspoon of pepper. But because there wasn't a lot of it left, I just dumped it in there.
You okay?
Alright, so I'm going to add these down for texture. And I'm not going to allow it to fully cook. And this is fresh tomatoes and bell pepper. Are you talking to me? Huh? Nah, it's too spicy. Huh? It's not only it's anymore. Some things you can't do it. These people. I think these thing wants to go use the bathroom. Alright, so I turned it off. Thank you that. I'm going to allow this one to cook dry. And while that's happening, I'll go ahead and add some cube seasoning. This is from hen and goat meat broth, the broth of the meat, and it's full of dried seasoning. That's why it looks like this. Um, this I just recently started doing this. I don't cook with Maggi cubes. So this is my Maggi cube. It kind of adds a little bit of um extra flavor, especially when I'm cooking something that does not have uh goat meat or ham. Especially when I'm cooking stuff that does not have goat meat or ham, it will give me a little bit of kick or a boost. But even without it, the food tastes very delicious. All right, so let me drink some water. I'm thirsty. I am dehydrated. Well, I didn't set the timer for the jollof. Let me add an extra 20 minutes. Well, let me not an extra 20 minutes, but let me set it for 20 minutes because it's been in there for I believe 10 minutes already. So and this is crayfish. And then I'm gonna need some pepper. Well, I already have habanero, but I'm going to put in some powdered pepper. All right, so now I'll go ahead and add my habanero. Just 4 of them. And then I'll add a tad bit of spinach. The spinach should have actually gone in the okra. So cook in the okra. All right, so let's add some seasoning like garlic, ginger, and black pepper. Put some black pepper. Vinegar. And some garlic. And then this is some of the currant broth. Just a little bit. This is good for now. When I add the um when I add uh the okra, I can add more. Alright, so at this point, I'll go ahead and add the cow feet because it's still a little soft compared to the goats. And I'm gonna take out the habanero. It has cooked enough. I don't want it to burst in the food. I may add a tad bit water. Okay, and then I'm going to let it steam or cook some more. While that's happening, I'll go ahead and clear up my shell. Okay. So Let me add the turkey and then some of the ham. Let me turkey. And then I'll add the goat and some cow skin. Ooh, that was a big splash. I'll hold up on the chicken, just a few pieces of chicken, it's not a lot. Ooh, I splashed again. Ooh. And actually, okay, it went on my apron instead. Good. Now let me get the cow skin. Oh, let's put it here. Let's see how soft it got. Oh, some of them got pretty soft. That's why I don't like putting the. Oh man, and my cow skin is not going to work. And this, some of them would work, but most of them won't. Because they got too soft. Okay, just a few pieces. That's okay. Works. And then let's go in with the boots. And then, in order to mix it really good, let's go in with the okra. We need some more water in here. So this is how I make my life easier, guys. I cook in bulk and I put it in the freezer and in the fridge. Um, when the one in the fridge is done, we pull the one from the freezer. So this evening, I have done okra soup, bean stew, and regular tomato stew, along with jollof rice. I'll taste for salt and then I'll go ahead and add palm oil. We could use a little bit more salt. Not actually a little bit. We could use salt. because there's barely any salt in here. So we could use salt. Very close. Let's have it more. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Okay, I'll check on the rice in a moment. This one is not as extremely slimy as I like it, but it's still very slimy. All right, so while that is finishing up, so here goes the cow skin, because I couldn't use all of this. Can you imagine that? While that's finishing up, I'm going to bring the jollof from the oven so that I can stir it up. Where's my spatula? Where's it go? I thought I had it on. Let's stir this guy. Nail this one. I feel like it's burning underneath. So that's okay. So this is the jollof. It's not done yet at all. All right. So the way you do it is you stir it. You put it in probably depending on the quantity. 30, 45 minutes, take it out and then stir it. The only advantage to it is that you're able to be doing other stuff without having to worry about your rice burning or anything like that. That's the only advantage. But in terms of how fast it cooked, no. On the stove top cooks faster. The oven takes much longer. The benefit to the oven is that it's hands free. That's the difference between the two. So you want to make sure you stir it really good so that everything mixes thoroughly. And then you can put it back in. So this one I'm going to put it back in for another 30 minutes and then I'm going to go sit down because I'm exhausted. I've been in the kitchen for a minute. But thankfully, everything that I set out to cook today is fully cooked. I have all of them cooked, not fully cooked. Everything that I set out to cook, I did cook. So that's good news. So we did the beans, the stew, the okra, and then a little bit of jollof. So that's good news. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead. Well, I also need to clear up the sink. I turned off the stove on the okra. And I'm gonna have to add a little bit more, or one more layer of foil. Ooh, I feel like that's burning. And you didn't. It's actually hot, but it didn't burn me. So yeah, I was imagining that it was burning. Okay, so now I can move on to other things. My sink is heaped up. When I say heaped up, it is heaped up. But then again, the dishwasher is full because I did load the dishwasher earlier today. The things in the dishwasher are clean though, so I need to unpack it. But yes, guys, that's that for now. I'm just going to allow the jollof to finish cooking. As you can see, the okra soup is done. Um, and the okra soup will serve it with banku or fufu or whatever you want to mix, whether it's rice, but mainly banku and fufu. Um, and then the bean stew would go with um rice, would go with yam, potatoes, um, plantains, pretty much anything that we want to combine it with. Same goes for this too. All right, you guys. Thanks for coming to hang out with me and watch me cook for my family. I appreciate your support always. I hope you're able to learn a thing or two from me today. And if you have any suggestions, and that's the heaven hour that I just put back in. If you have any suggestions, questions, anything, pretty much, you can leave them in the comments of whatever video it is that you're watching. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful weekend. As you can see, I'm exhausted, and the bed is going to know my name tomorrow. Um, I don't have anything outside of home for tomorrow. Well, actually, we do have something outside of home, but it's late at night. That's it. But for right now, I'm exhausted. Um, and I'm gonna go take a shower and go to bed. These days I've been sleeping pretty early, so my body's not used to sleeping early. And so now I need to go to bed, take a shower, but I have to wait for the jollof to be done, and then I can take it from there. All right, you guys, talk to you later, okay? All right, bye. Good